Hey everyone, this is video 3 of proportional percentages. However, right now we are going to go over some STAAR examples of what this may look like on the test. So if you haven't watched video 1 or 2, you want to go back and do that on the Forget Me Not classroom and take a look at those to make sure that you fully understand how to do the problem before you're trying to do it within a word problem form. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go ahead and get started. So if you remember from our proportional percentages list of instructions from video 1 and 2, step 1 is to set up the problem. And the way that we set up the problem is that we use this formula right here, percent over 100 equals a part over a whole, okay? And what we're going to do is in step 1 is we're going to figure out what part of the formula we have and what part of the formula is missing. So here we go. Let's go ahead and read it. It says a shop owner offered a 20% discount off the regular price of a mirror. Stop. Let's look. What do we have already inside of that first sentence? It says he offered a 20% discount. So here we go. We have the 20%. Okay. So we're going to start with that. And I can fill that into my formula. I can put 20%. And remember, this portion of it always stays the same. It's always going to be over 100. So we have the percent, so we're going to plug that in right here, right? And that goes right here. And then it says, it's a shop owner offered a 20% discount off the regular price of a mirror. So the regular price of a mirror, if you remember, I said for keywords, we're going to look for is and we're going to look for of. This is a part of a whole, okay? So here we go. But let's read the rest of it before we go on. It says the amount of the discount is $3, okay? Now, if you notice, we have a keyword is right here, okay? So I already know that the part is going to be 3, and that leaves the rest of it for the whole, which is what is the regular price of the mirror. Okay, we are looking for the whole. But let's think about this logically anyway. We're giving a discount off of the entire price of an item, in this case, the mirror. Okay, so if we're giving a discounted price, that discounted price is a part of the whole. Okay, and in this case, we don't know what the regular price was, which is the whole. Okay, so that's why we had to plug in X right here. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all these arrows for you so they're not distracting. Okay, here we go. So we have our problem set up. Okay, we are looking for the whole. Again, the reason why is because we have a discounted price, which is a part of the entire price. Okay. Step 2, if you go to my instructions that I have laid out for you in video 1 and 2, okay, step 2 is that we have to cross multiply once we set up the problem. The problem is set up. We're going to cross multiply here. Okay, hold on. Sorry, my pen is giving me some issues. User error. Sorry, guys. So here we go. We're going to do 3 times 100. Let me get rid of this for you. What is 3 times 100? We can do 1 times 3. We can only do this with zeros. And then we have 2 zeros. I am so sorry. That pen is not doing well today. Okay, and then we're going to cross multiply our 20 times x. And how do we write that? 20 times x Um, they're right next to each other. That symbolizes that we're multiplying, okay? So we have 20 times x equals 300, okay? So that means that 300 divided by something equals x, okay? In this case, it is going to be divided by 20. So step 3 is, now that we cross multiplied, we are going to isolate x. Okay, and the way we do that is dividing 20 and getting rid of that and bringing it to the other side. And now we got 300 divided by 20. We can now, still in step 3, reduce this, because if we with the common factor of 320 is actually 10. So, and it can be further reduced, but for time's sake, we're just going to do cross out these zeros, and we have 30 divided by 2 now. Okay, so a common factor of that 300 would be 10. 300 divided by 10 is 30, and 20 divided by 10 is 2. And that's why it reduces lower to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our last step. We have 30 divided by 2, and we got that from here, equals x. X is isolated now because we got rid of this by dividing it out and bringing it to the other side. In order to bring it to the other side, we have to do the opposite. We have to do the opposite of that and get that going. So if we do 30 divided by 2, okay, because remember this line means to divide, we are going to divide that by 2. And this is going to 2 goes into 3 one time. That gives us 2. Gonna minus that, gives us 1, bring down the 0, and that's 5. And then that equals 10, minus it, 0. There's nothing else to bring down, so I am done. So as you can see, the original price of the mirror, which was X, the whole, is $15. Hopefully that helps. Go back and look at video 1 and 2 if you need a refresher on that.